The next presentation is from Dr. Huan Keat from Sultana Bahia Hospital, their clinical research center in Malaysia. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, on behalf of the Ministry of Health Malaysia, I would like to thank the INSU organizer for this wonderful opportunity to speak in this plenary session. With the generous 12 minutes given, I guess I can take a little bit of my time to share the Malaysia's journey before digging into the nested case control study, which emerged directly from one of our clinical trials. As many of you know, so hepatitis C is still a serious problem nowadays. So it's still affecting 50 million people worldwide and claims more than 200,000 lives each year. But somehow the Malaysia has really committed to the WHO elimination goal. We first identified hepatitis C as a public health threat when a mathematical model informed that the prevalence of hepatitis C in Malaysia was about 2.5%. And even though the recent studies have adjusted the prevalence downward, but our commitment has never wavered. Just like many low and middle income countries, Malaysia has faced barriers when it comes to hepatitis C treatment, such as the high treatment costs, the access issues, and the challenges in reaching the key populations. Just like other countries, Malaysia has also pursued the conventional decentralization pathway. But what has made our journey slightly different is that our investment in R&D to co-develop ravidasvir, a novel NS5A inhibitor paired with sofosbuvir, which is meant to be a market shaper and made affordable for low and middle income countries. This model was led by the Ministry of Health Malaysia, together with an access-oriented civil society organization, in this case it's DNDi, and a pharmaceutical company that share the same goal with Malaysia. This partnership has given birth to STORM C1 trial, a single-arm trial treating the non-cirrhotic patients for 12 weeks with sofosbuvir, ravidasvir, and cirrhotic patients for 24 weeks. This paper was recently published in the Lancet Gastroenterology. The results were nothing but remarkable, recording an SVR12 rate of 96.8%. And this result has led to the registration of ravidasvir in a few countries, including Malaysia itself, Egypt, China, and recently Russia. The WHO has also included ravidasvir in the essential medicine drug list, as a pan-genotypic DAA. For your information, ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia has a long history of providing free treatment, not only for hepatitis C, but for almost all the diseases under our public health institutions. We have no national insurance schemes back in our country. So just imagine how a highly affordable and effective DAA regimen can effectively transform the entire landscape of hepatitis C treatment in my country, while giving us the confidence that we need toward its elimination. Riding on our observation of the viral kinetics in STORM C1 trial, we subsequently conducted IS trial to compare the 8-week versus 12-week sofosbuvir ravidasvir in non-cirrhotic patients. This was an open-label, randomized, non-inferiority trial, treating the intervention group with sofosbuvir ravidasvir for 8 weeks and control group for 12 weeks. SVR12 remained the primary endpoint, and we included patients without cirrhosis, regardless of their HIV status and drug use history. This study is special in the sense that it was very well aligned with the decentralization model in Malaysia, where more than 70% of the patients were recruited in the primary care centers. The first patients were recruited back in 2021, when we were busy fighting the COVID-19 pandemic. And the last visit of the last patient occurred in 2023, toward the end of the pandemic. So this simply shows that we never stopped, even during the COVID-19. 161 patients were recruited in each arm, and we ended up with 305 patients with SVR12 test results available for the ITT analysis. The patients were mainly in their 40s, male, and of Malay ethnicity. About 60% of them had genotype 3 infection, but only about 6% of them were co-infected with HIV. And ladies and gentlemen, the Farrington-Manning test showed that the 8-week treatment was non-inferior to 12-week treatment, with the difference small enough to fall within the 5% margin of non-inferiority. So the next question was that which patient subgroup may benefit from the shorter treatment duration more? So this is when we conducted a nested case control study to determine whether factors other than treatment duration influence the treatment outcomes. Guess what? The multiple logistic regression showed that none of the factors were associated with the SVR12 results, including the drug use history. So up to this point, we can confidently conclude that, number one, sofosbuvir ravidasvir is highly effective and safe pan-genotypic regimen. Number two, the 8-week treatment duration is non-inferior to the 12-week regimen. And number three, SVR12 achievement with sofosbuvir ravidasvir is unaffected by all the tested patient characteristics. This study somehow has also indirectly enhanced the research capacity in Malaysia, especially among the public primary care centers. You just can't imagine how much challenges that we have to navigate in order to conduct the study in primary care centers. And also, it has indirectly simplified the care algorithm back in my country, especially by promoting the use of non-invasive biomarkers for cirrhosis assessment. And finally, we believe that we have successfully improved the treatment access and also the affordability of hepatitis C treatment in the country. Another good news is that the 8-week treatment with sofosbuvir ravidasvir for non-cirrhotic patients is recently approved by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, which is the version of our FDA back in Malaysia. Talking about a beacon of hope for patients, I truly believe that there's no better place than South Africa to share our findings. And thank you so much again for the organizer for bringing us to South Africa, letting me and my friends to see all the cute animals and the cityscape with our own eyes. And hopefully we'll see the big five today in the safari that we are going to do later. On that note, I acknowledge all the study partners and patients who have made this study possible. And thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chan, for that very interesting and informative presentation on what is happening in Malaysia when public health meets with R&D. So you've left us some extra time, so do we have any questions? Please go to the mic if you've got a question. We have mics on both sides, my right, my left.
I've got one question while others think about it. So when you say affordability, what are we saying there? How much?
How much? Okay, this is a very good question. So I guess there's a price strategy set at the beginning of the trial. When we have the partnership with the DNDi, we have agreed that the price of sofosbuvir and ravidasvir will be so at less than $300 per patient in our country. Yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
I wouldn't want you to go without questions, Chan. You'll feel lonely.
No, I don't feel lonely, by the way. It's okay to have no questions, yeah.
No, Chan, you guys, honestly, massive congrats, and that this was led by the Ministry of Health. Like, you guys should be so proud. So amazing work, great.
Thank you so much, yeah.
My question for you is, one of the things that we're obviously struggling a lot with is, in people with current HCV, is around sort of the testing for HIV, hepatitis B, and then the liver disease assessment component in order to really simplify things. I was just wondering if you could maybe explain a little bit more about how you're trying to simplify the HIV and the Hep B. Do you point of care testing? What do you do to simplify that aspect of the care cascade?
I would say, to a certain extent, Malaysia is very blessed with our public health system. So we have, to a certain extent, very integrated system. We have the tertiary center and secondary center and also the primary care centers all put under the Ministry of Health. So I guess it's easier for us to do the decentralization when it comes to testing. So at this point, generally, all the tests that you have mentioned, including hepatitis B, TB, hepatitis C, are all tested at the primary care centers. And we have about 300 centers across the country which has the capacity to do the test. Yeah.
Sounds like we have a lot to learn from Malaysia. Amazing work.
Thank you.